it's Misty here. Thank you so much for joining me. In today's video, I have my February update for Oh My Pan 200. This is kind of a challenge that was created by Jessica, and she wrote me into it. I'm just kidding. She kind of said, hey, do you want to do this? Do you want to do this? And I was like, and then I said, sure. And yeah, I hit the ground running last month. In January, just had this pulled up, Misty. Literally just had this pulled up. In January, I hit 28 pans. And I said, there's no way I will have that progress ever again. And in February, I feel like I'm not going to hit pan in anything. You guys, for the month of February, I hit 39 pans. 39 pans. That puts me at 67 pans for the first 2 months of the year. My goal is 50 per quarter. And Jessica's like, why are you hitting, like, how are you hitting so many? And we'll talk about that in just a second. But I told her, I was like, I'm panning as if I'm going to have surgery at the end of the year. So saw my spine doctor. Sounds like I need another back surgery. I'm hoping to put it off until like October, November. So up until that point, I am trying to wear makeup as much as I can. I'm trying to use products as much as I can. So yeah, I am going to scoot over and I'm going to set up let's go this way. I'm going to put up the pictures, but you should know that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. 22 of the 38 already had use. So they weren't pans that I just hit, starting February 1st. They had use, and that's why I was able to hit pan in them. I am also panning a lot of Super Shock Cheek products, and those are kind of simple to hit pan in. I'm panning a bunch of creams. Those are kind of simple to hit pan in. So, yes. Let's start with the first pan of the month. It came on February 3rd, and this was, I think it was either Capri Sun or Leprechaun from Clarity from 50 Shades of Green. That started in April. Next, I had pan in the Tarte, I think this is their Sea Breeze bronzer, also started in April of last year. I've got a pan in my Super Shock. This was in At the Hop for something that had been sent. Jessica had gifted that to me, and that was started in November. I finally hit pan in this stinking Super Shock for 50 Shades of Green, which also started in April. I hit pan in Glass Slipper from Luxie. I started using that in January. I hit pan in Kema Angelic. Is that in 50 Shades? No, it's not in 50 Shades. I mean, is that in At the Hop? That might be in At the Hop, which started in November. Next, I hit pan in Mantra. That is in my Rose Quartz palette from Huda Beauty, and that started in November because that was in That's Expensive. I finally hit pan in the bronzer from Too Faced, and that was in Throwback 30, and I'd used that over 80 times, maybe closer to 100 times to hit pan. I finally had to use it as an eyeshadow. Same thing for this blush. This is in the BH Truffle palette. I think I used it, I don't remember what the usage is. I mentioned it in that update, but I used it 3 or 4 times as an eyeshadow to get that pan. But I think it was Grace that said that they're pretty shallow pans anyway. So that might be something that I try to pan later down the road. Next, I hit pan in Tequila Gold. That one had some use. That's in the Margarita palette. I hit pan in this Revolution. This is a cream eyeshadow, so it's kind of easy to hit pan in it. I think my goal for that is to finish. We'll have to wait and see. Next, I hit pan in Aura. This is also in That's Expensive in my Rose Quartz palette. I've been using both of those shades in my brows. Malbec, which was in same pan last year. You know what? I have a sheet. Hold, please. Next was the Juvia's Place Nubium Royal. I worked on that in That's So 2000s. I hit pan in the Tower Bronzer, which I think is in At the Hop. Nope. I started it in Women Who Rock and moved it into same pan last year. I think that's what happened. Next, I have the ColourPop bronzer that was in Throwback 30. Bedazzled, that is from a Milani palette that was in level 1. That was actually pretty easy to hit pan in. Concord Grape was also in same pan last year, so that started last year. Excuse me, last month. That's another shade that's pretty easy to hit pan in. Versailles, that's in my Passion in Paris, which is in level up. Slay, which is in my Litlist palette, that was in Throwback 30. Diamond, which is in the Lit List, was in Pan Those Eyeshadows. Aroma was also, I believe, in Pan Those Eyeshadows. This is Fruity from Glamlight. This one came over from A to Z from last year, so this had some use. I don't know. I probably bought that in June or July. So there you go. This is a JCat Prism Metal, which I think that's one in Paranormal Pantivity. I hit pan in my Pan That palette. That is the pink in the Profusion Neon palette. I believe my Pan That palette update went up before this one. Hopefully, Misty, get it scheduled. Kindred from Lethal is another one that was in Beauty A to Z last year. This is a blush that was in Deck of Panning. My goal was to hit pan. I did. That blush is one I created. I hit pan in a peach, this is kind of peach, I guess, a Super Shock from ColourPop that had use, and that was in BYOP. I hit pan in No Vacancy. This is a blush that was in At the Hop. Do I have that written down? No, mistake. God damn it. I think, oh, it's right here. No, that was in same pan last year. Duh. Next, I have Sunnies, which was also in my Pan That palette. Bro, Pan That palette. That's Baby Tiny Pan, but girl, it counts. Next, we have Don't Be Shellfish, and that was in BYOP from Clarity. Gnarly in my Pan That palette. This is Call Me On My Shell Phone. I believe this was in Beauty A to Z. Seriously, which was also in my Pan That palette. This is, I want to say this is Basic Instinct. Yeah, and this was in Color Pan. Next, we have another Super Shock from one of the ColourPop palettes. I want to say that's Bye Bye Birdie. I hit pan in my Painterly Paint Pot. And today is the last pan, and I hit pan in Overly Dramatic, which wasn't even in any kind of project. So, 39 pans, which is a lot. It's a lot of pans. But again, a lot of these had usage last month, last year, and then I'm working on some really easy formulas. Last update, I walked you through everything I was currently painting. I'm going to skip this update, but if that's something you want to see on a monthly or quarterly basis, let me know in the comments. I'm willing to do it, not today because I'm trying to film as many videos as I can today while I feel good. So not today, but starting in April's update, I can get back to doing that. So we have hit 67, is that what I said? 67 pens in the first 2 months of the year. Like I told Jessica, I'm really pushing myself to, hit as many pans as I can before like August, September, because I honestly feel like I see the spine surgeon again in August. He said, we'll check in with you in 6 months because I told him I wanted to lose 100 pounds. I ain't done that yet. So we'll see. But anywho, that's it. Thank you so much for joining me. There's a list of people in the description box so you can sign up if you want to. Jessica and I are doing 200. I know some people are doing 100. Some people are doing 50. Just try to hit some pans. If you're brand new to painting and you want to paint eyeshadows, I've mentioned that Project Level Up I feel like is great for that. Pan Those Eyeshadows is great with Lainey because there are prompts and you can pick your own shadows. you know, work on some easy products like the cream products, etc. Those are pretty easy to hit pan in. And pan this year may translate into finishing next year. We'll just have to wait and see. So that's it. 39. I was so close to 40. So close to 40. The only other thing I had that would possibly hit pan in was Terrasphere from Terra Moons, and that didn't happen. I mean, I even went as far as to line it on my under eye. That didn't happen. And then the red in my Pan That palette, that didn't happen either. But yeah, I don't know how many I will get next month. I'm not even going to throw a number out there because I have proven myself to be incorrect. Incorrect. I am working on a cream palette, the e.l.f. contour palette and the e.l.f. blush palette. Those each have 4 pans, so if I can hit pan in those, that'll do. I'm working my way through my Super Shock cheeks. I have one more that will probably have pan. So again, I don't know how many I'll hit next month. It really is going to depend upon if I, you know, come down with the panini. I hope I don't, but we'll see what happens. But anywho, that's it. Let me know how many pans you've hit. Again, 67 is some bullcrap bullshit. I'm not gonna lie. It's so many. But again, you heard how many came over from like 2022. And then if you've watched any of my updates, you know how few some of these products need to be used in order to hit pan. So yeah. That's it. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate you. If you want to continue following me on this journey, don't forget to subscribe. Follow me over on, almost at Patreon. I don't have a Patreon. Follow me over on Instagram. I'm at Misty Pans. I hope you have a good day, night, weekend, wherever you are. I love your faces, and I will see you in my next video. Bye for now.